Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Warrenguard. Yes, this is weird. No, I cannot see what you're doing in the chat. Yes, I am probably disappointed in what you're doing in the chat, but that's beside the point. You guys will be seeing this both a stream on Twitch on Thursday and it'll go live on YouTube right after that. Currently, it is Tuesday because we're from the past. We have warnings, dire warnings for you from the future. You know, do better. Anyway, sorry.
Do better.
We're going to start going around and having everyone introduce themselves and who they are. My name is Joe. I use he, him pronouns. I am the game master, and I'm also Clockwork Tuba, so this is my channel. If you found your way here without knowing who I am, mazel tov. I'm impressed. We're going to go this way because Aegis is currently taking a quick bite. So we're going to start with Ava. Ava, please start us with who you are, where people can find you, and who we are playing tonight.
Hello. I am Ava Rogers. You can find me sometimes on Twitter. I mostly don't post anything anymore. But at that nerdy writer. Currently on Rem Alternus on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. In a couple weeks, though, we're moving over to Shadows of Nox on Twitch. Still on Monday nights at 9 Eastern. Currently in a Dresden game set in the Dresden Files. And I am playing Kian. Fresh-faced, barely 18-year-old with boundless enthusiasm and a blue dragon.
Alrighty, continuing around the circle, we have Elizabeth.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth, or Isbits. I am over at Shadows of Nox every Wednesday. Alternate Wednesdays, you can find me on Shadows of Nox YouTube for the Power Rangers podcast, where I play the Red Ranger. And then the opposite Wednesdays, you can find me on their Twitch, playing Power Rangers Centurion as the Blue Ranger. And then on Sundays over there, I run a Call of Cthulhu. Oh, and I'm playing Lilith, the outsider, grumpy, secretive troublemaker, with the very large, very large bronze dragon.
Alrighty, continuing around the circle, we have Tallulah.
Hello, I am Lou. They, them pronouns. I can be found on Tallulah and Chill on Twitch, streaming very rarely. Every very rarely.
There you go.
Because I am a grad student. And I am playing a caretaker named Salem, they, them pronouns, and who has a purple dragon named Basil, the royalty of dragons. And, yeah.
And last but not least, we have our own Aegis.
Hi, I am done chewing, and I am Aegis. And you can find me at twitch.tv/AegisandPred. We stream from time to time, but you'll see me here every whatever day he decides to
Thursdays.
air this. Thursdays? Every Thursday now. And I play Esther Jean, who has been here longer than I care to admit. And I ride my yellow dragon Thawne, who's the speediest of all the dragons, so you'll never catch me.
Alrighty, and my computer, of course, just did the thing, which means that I'm going to be staring at a frozen screen, and you guys at home might be doing so as well. But you know what? It's been doing this every time we started things, and I hate it, and it hates me. So you guys might be getting a stilled podcast for the rest of the night. That's the case. That's the case. I don't care anymore. I love you all. I don't care anymore.
The show must go on.
So we're gonna flip over here so I can actually see your pretty faces. Hi, everybody. And we find ourselves in the bright early morning in the Warren above Pridehold. Pridehold, as we know, is a little crater that is defended by a magical barrier and is surrounded by endless plains around it. The Warren is a floating island that has been chained into place above it to kind of sit and watch over and protect. And let's have the camera zoom in on Esther Jean. Esther Jean, what are you trying to focus on right now? And if you don't know, I have some suggestions, but I don't want to completely throw you under the bus, but I want you to kick us off.
I mean, I'd like some suggestions. That'd be helpful.
Then we'll do this. We find ourselves in the stables of the dragon stables with Esther Jean. Esther Jean has a note in her hand. This is a response from the Caldera to her third request to get a 5th dragon rider, because the standard allotment of Warrenguard is Warren is 5 dragon riders. And it is another basically just stuffy note saying, hey, we're sending them wherever we can. Dragon riders are thin at the moment. And for the foreseeable future, you'll be having 4 dragon riders.
What I'm hearing is it's a form rejection.
Yeah, it's 100% a form rejection.
The stuffy form.
Now,
rejection.
you've got a choice to make then. Because as you're staring at this empty stable, on one side is Minnie Smalls' stable. On the other side is Basil's stable. Now, all stables are kind of standard regulation size. So, unfortunately, Minnie has a bit of a tough time. So you can, as commander of the Warrenguard, essentially knock out that wall between her stable and the next stable over and give her the more room. But if you do that, Basil and Salem will Basil will give no end of it and be grumpy because they believe they deserve the extra space. And yes, Salem will hear no end of it in their head.
Yeah, but Minnie is fucking-gantic.
Basil isn't that far behind. While Minnie is the 50-foot bronze and the biggest ones, purple dragons are in the next class down. They're extra large as opposed to enormous. Now, I want to remind you of what I said, though. Because I started this off by saying, what were you trying to focus on? Because you're debating this, and the entire time, in the back of the head, you're just hearing, na 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 na, baby dragon up, baby dragon up, na 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 na. Because for the past week, someone got a song stuck in their head, and that traveled down their psychic link to their dragon. And their dragons, being social creatures, have shared it amongst themselves, and it has then passed up these psychic bonds to all the different dragon riders. So for the past week, all of you have had that song playing nonstop in your heads, just constantly running through.
I volunteer as the initial patient.
Yeah.
I could see that. I think one way or another, Kian has been blamed as the initial patient zero, regardless of if Kian.
Especially so because they don't get like upset when they find themselves singing it. They lean into it, which probably just makes it worse for everybody.
So while you are standing there in the stables, form rejection letter in hand, staring at these problems, behind you, doing like the sad dog thing, where like he's got his head on top of the stable like door and is just kind of side eye staring at you, doing the big old man huffs, is Thawne, and in your head you're hearing na 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 na. Can we go and fly? Hey Esther, let's go and fly. Na 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 na. I know your back hurts really bad, but flying might help it. Na 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 na. And it's over and over again. And so what is it? How is
Everybody just shut up and get out of my head.
How is Esther feeling this morning?
Esther needs coffee. Who's got the coffee? I can't do this without coffee.
It's probably me.
So yeah, let's cut over to our caretaker, as Salem is approaching into the kitchen. I will say this, and I'll ask the general question. On the chore wheel, whose job was it to do the dishes last night?
Can we roll for initiative?
Probably.
Yeah, I
Lilith.
feel like we need a roll on that.
Well,
one.
we got Lilith volunteered. So then, of course, the question I have to ask is, did Lilith actually do the dishes last night?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
Like,
Does that
Oh,
include
yeah.
filling the sink to
Dishes.
let them soak?
right? Yeah. They need
Oh,
to soak
so
first.
me. Okay, you're real. That's me in real life. Okay,
So yes,
The
we
food
have.
was kicked on. They had to soak, and then, you know.
understood. Yeah, I know. I get that logic.
So yeah, Salem, you come into the kitchen to make breakfast for everyone, and you find just the sink full of dishes. Every single dish, every single cup, the silverware was not even wiped down and put away. Just everything is dumped into the sink. It's filled with water, and then Lilith walked away.
Needed
Great.
to soak.
I can just feel the water on my skin. Ew.
Great.
And remember, everyone at home, you do have strong, regular, and weak moves you can use to help kind of move you through this. And if you can find something that applies as a weak move, you can go ahead and yoink that as to get away again a token that you can use for other things.
You know, I lost my leg not doing the dishes once.
That's not a strong, regular, weak move. That is just
Hold up knife.
Esther being a cantankerous the old woman.
Holds
I
up
left
knife.
the dishes out. I left the dishes out, and one of them little orange dragons caught a whiff of it. Came in. And I had to fight him off, but went right for my leg and knew exactly where to go. Bit it straight off, clean off. Even. If it weren't for Thawne, I wouldn't have been able to cauterize it quick enough. I would have died.
I believe that's Esther's way of asking for coffee. Salem.
Yeah.
So basically, the question is, Salem, what are you gonna do?
Hey Esther, can you start the coffee? I will, I guess, essentially start the dishes.
Lost my middle finger starting cup. No, okay.
Layers. Just
That's
that.
fair.
layer.
That's a fair trade-off.
And I have like paleized against my tan skin. I'm just staring at you like,
Mhm.
I know you.
Don't
Don't.
look at me in that tone of voice. I ain't here for
Yeah,
it.
don't look at me. Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
I ain't got enough coffee in my system for this just yet.
So I'm gonna call that from the description of back down from a fight. You're not gonna confront Lilith on this. So go ahead and take yourself a token. So keep in mind how many tokens you have.
I'm gonna write it down so I don't.
So weak move for the caretakers, back down from the fight. Salem just sighs and gets to work on the dishes.
Oh, I guess that would be a spending a token explaining how this is just like something that I've survived before. I didn't even see that.
So yeah,
Oh.
that's the thing is one of the great things that Natalie has done when she's written into this is that your strong moves, regular moves, and weak moves are things that you're gonna naturally start falling into. So start looking for those opportunities.
Beautiful. That's so beautiful. All right, well, how many tokens did I start out with? That's-
0. You
Shit, I am -1 token.
Yeah, -1.
So okay,
I mean, my age is getting to me because I cannot concentrate with all this shit. So
Very
maybe I did
true.
both.
yeah, we'll let those cancel each other out and start you back at
Net
neutral.
0. All right, let's go.
We also have regular patrols in this war, and who's on patrol right now?
Probably Kian, because Kian's so excited to like
Hmm.
be in there and do stuff. We probably stuck Kian with it.
Kian's the
Oh,
one who
yeah.
thought to have us a training ground, so I would like to think that yes, Kian is the one who's doing the
I mean,
way to
I
go, lowrider.
wake up every morning before the sun, and I get my workout in, because
Oh, Kia, no, don't be one of those.
Cause well, Corvin calls me noodle arms. And yeah. Yes, I'm definitely on patrol right now.
So we cut to Kian in your fancy
Humming.
matching uniform with your bits of armor on and your rider's jacket,
Shiny new jacket.
flying over the plains around Pridehold. And it is here's the thing. Like everyone makes fun of Kian for diving on every single morning patrol ever, but Kian is seeing something no one really gets to see. It is that beautiful sun is coming up across plains. The entire sky is painted with clouds and like swirls of reds and blues and purples. Like it is one of the most beautiful sunsets you have ever seen in your entire life. And you are very focused on how like amazing, like you are flying. It's only been 5 years, probably about 3 years since you've actually been able to fly with Alarum. This is never getting old. This is flying. This is amazing. This is na 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 na, baby dragon up, baby dragon. As Alarum is just belting out in your brain at the top of her lungs, her psychic lungs, just as soaring through, just screaming at the top of, all throughout your mind, and you hear like little like roaring happening along with it.
That's okay because I'm Kian's harmonizing.
All right, the special week move we have for this chapter is burst out into song, so anyone who wants to do so can do so. So take a token, burst out into
cool.
songs.
I'm bursting into song, but I'm changing it to where the fuck's my coffee? Where the fuck is it all?
You're the one making the coffee. You're
Yeah,
yelling at
someone probably
yourself.
I'm
Move the bag.
yelling at it to go faster then.
Yeah, someone moved the bag.
So then, of course, the camera's gonna go searching because we're missing somebody. Where does the camera find Lilith this fine morning?
Not doing dishes, obviously.
Yeah, definitely not doing dishes, and definitely not
Still
watching
asleep.
the sunrise. Yeah, she's still in bed asleep. Because you know what's more beautiful than the sunrise? Sleeping in and getting coffee. So yeah, she's probably just not getting up.
She gets up to the smell of the coffee.
Bold of her to think that she's gonna have any of mine. She's gonna have to clean her own mug.
Did you at least save some for me, Esther?
Yes, Salem, I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Pookie.
Lilith saunters into the kitchen and grabs a mug and heads over to the coffee pot.
There's like maybe 2 sips left of coffee.
Just
Thank-
2.
Thanks for saving everybody else some coffee, and then I go to make more.
Early birds get the worms, Lilith, and that means coffee cups too.
I'd rather sleep in and make my own coffee. I will kind of nudge Esther out of the way so I can make coffee.
I just slurp mine next to her.
Like extra loud.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
Your coffee always is it's too strong. I don't like your coffee.
My coffee's not too strong. You're too weak.
Back in
Slight
my
gas
day.
from the sink. From Salem.
So strong, it's almost thick. Ugh.
You haven't been around long enough to appreciate good coffee.
Maybe you've just been around too long.
Not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I think.
And I ain't had the pleasure of dying, so here we are.
Oh God. how many chapters before we have Esther Jean just screaming at the sky, "Kill me, you coward!"
Pretty
You don't
much.
have the balls for it.
Heaven don't want me and Hale's afraid I'll take over.
I think you guys hear the wheels start. So there is a lift that carries things up and down from the hold below. So you guys hear the wheels start squeaking. But like, you know, it's gonna be a bit before whatever is coming up that lift will actually be there. And I'll say that dishes are relatively done, or at least getting close to there. What is Salem making for breakfast for the Warren?
Breakfast casserole. Because I haven't had it in ages. And essentially, it's hash brown. I'll make a side of bacon for you, Esther. Unless some more people want some.
So I will put a point in that. I'm not going to stop that from
we're
happening.
Vegetarians, right?
Yeah, but as a reminder, everyone is supposed to be vegetarian because dragons are giant carnivores. Now, here's the question. Does Salem have a secret stash of bacon?
Would I? Probably knowing Esther, possibly. And I have to fight Basil off a lot.
We do raise livestock, so it's also quite likely.
Yeah, it's quite likely, but to have any big amount is probably not. It wouldn't be a big amount.
When you
Like just the ins and pieces.
Yeah.
when you think
So it's not.
I have to fight Basil off, you hear in your head, "I've told you, Salem, my name is pronounced Basil, and you better be bringing me some of those rashers of bacon." I don't want to hear this.
Fine.
I'm not supposed to have people food. I will have the bacon.
I will have the bacon. Okay. And I always kind of in a teasing tone say, "Yes, sir."
That's more like it.
But as per usual, if I make anything with meat in this kitchen, the dragons will have dibs too.
Esther?
No.
Basil said he's getting bacon. Esther, is Basil getting bacon? Hey, Esther, is Basil getting bacon? If Basil's not getting, is Basil getting bacon? Hey, Esther, please. I know, but please, Esther, if Basil's getting bacon, I need bacon.
Okay. You need to stop asking for it though. I was getting stop. Calm down.
Basil said something, didn't he?
You have the psychic feeling of, you know, when the dog is desperately wanting to do the thing, and is like kind of shifting back and forth on feet, not quite whimpering, but like has like that little high pitch in the back of it. Yeah,
Right.
He's full on keening, but like he's stopping himself from doing it.
Right. It's okay. Give me a minute. I say back. Give me a minute.
Lilith?
I'll get you your bacon.
Lilith, there's been a
Yeah.
rumor going around the stables, so to speak. Lilith,
Yes, Minnie.
what is bacon?
Oh. Don't worry. I'll make sure. I'll make sure you get the bacon.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, love.
You're the best pirate in the land.
You're the best dragon.
So adorable.
The only thing that Lilith is nice to is Minnie.
Love it. Speaking of these little pains in the bottom, though, we got to figure out what we're gonna do about rooming for these here dragons.
Yeah.
Minnie, despite her name, is kind of taken up a little bit. Now, I was thinking maybe we could just knock out all the walls and go with kind of open floor plan. That way, everybody can just kind of find their own little spot.
True.
I mean, Thawne don't take up much space. He likes hanging from the ceiling anyway.
What is he, a bat? Yellow
I'm
bat?
gonna question what makes him happy.
Fucking yellow bat. Well, as Basil, being who he is, might not like that intimacy of another dragon, possibly being like, I want to snuggle up for warmth.
Minnie is a snuggler.
Probably.
Minnie thinks she's
She's
a
like one
lap
of those
dog.
really big dogs. Yeah. She's one of those like, really big
Yeah.
dogs that think that she's a
Aw.
lap dog.
I think at that point we do a bit of a flashback to Lilith studying at the caldera, like when the bronze is first hatched. You know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm foreseeing Lilith as being from a hold that didn't have many dragons, or at least it wasn't really aware of dragons. So she gets this little shiny bronze one and is like scooping her up all the time, carrying her around on her shoulders, putting her in her lap, and just like constantly holding it. And then, like it's not until like 3 weeks in that she's getting like the size chart of how big things can grow, and it has that moment of, oh no, but like the behaviors are kind of ingrained in Minnie at that point of just getting up and, you know, constantly up and in and on.
It's like Clifford.
Yes.
Lol.
Yeah, she definitely had that oh shit moment. Like, what did I teach her? And how am I going to tell her she can't climb in my lap anymore?
And the answer is she hasn't. She has never once denied
Never
Minnie.
once.
I think at that point, while you guys are having the start of that debate, the camera will pan out, and we will get Alarum flying in for a landing in the stables. Kian unsaddling her, getting things stowed away, and as Kian is leaving the stables, the mechanism, the cart that wheels all the way up, and it is Corvin with like doing if I can do all of the groceries in one trip, I don't have to do another trip kind of thing. And Corvin is this big bear of a man who is basically just got like a bunch of bags like draped over his arms. He does limp heavily and has a thick wooden cane he uses. So he is trying to both carry all of these things in and still manage his cane as he is walking in. And he, you know, gives a hail to Kian.
Yeah, as soon as Kian notices him, he basically drops whatever they're doing immediately, and will rush over and take some bags.
I've got it. All right. Thank you.
I'm surprised you don't have a bag in your teeth.
I mean, that one fell out. We got to go get... We're not going to have oranges this morning. It fell all the way down. It was right at the end, too. That's not a... It's... Somebody either had a really good or a really bad day down in Pridehold.
Damn it, Corbin, I don't want to get scurvy.
There's lemons. There's limes. There's just no oranges.
I don't trust lemons ever since I read that story about the one that blew up.
No, we're not.
You
We're leaving
What?
the exploding lemons in the past. We were not bringing them into another RPG.
Fine.
You should have said it was the lemons that fell, not the oranges.
No, because then
No.
then you guys would have had explosions happening throughout
Done.
Pridehold.
Ah, game's over. It was fun playing with you guys. Bye.
You could have just asked me for help.
You were on patrol. I got it. I'm still somewhat useful. And he stumps in with you to the kitchen in the middle of this conversation. So you guys are all there having the conversation as I think Corbin walks over, starts to try to pour himself some coffee, realizes the coffee's out again, and is just making more coffee.
I have my cup of coffee near the stove, just getting cold because I don't drink it hot. That or I forget. No one knows.
I think the answer is yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
where is the bar? Is our bar close to where we are in this kitchen? Because I would totally just grab some whiskey and start pouring a little bit into my coffee.
I will say
Lilith
this.
Slides her cup over.
Yeah, you guys tell me this. Is the bar in the kitchen or at least near the kitchen? Or is there a completely separate like study on the other side of the Warren? Where is the bar?
I feel like it's probably like in like maybe like the common area, but Lilith has a flask that she'll like pull out of her pocket and pour it in both of our glasses and put
Oh,
our glass
word.
back.
I just slide my mug over. Appreciate
It's,
you.
Mhm.
it's
Woo!
first.
Where did you get this?
Don't worry about it. It's good though, isn't it? Wakes you
Yeah,
up.
it's great.
Kian watches that and like finishes putting down the last of the bags, and then like looks at them pouring whiskey into their coffee, and then like looks at the sky that like at the time, and it's like,
Yeah. Like, huh.
You can't have any.
You want
You're too
some?
young.
You want some, kid?
At that point, Corbin says no. Kian does not get that.
I
Ask me
know, little
later.
Ryder. This will put some hair on your chest real quick.
no, it's first thing in the morning. That accent is totally wrong.
It's okay. I
I've
keep
lost it.
looking mine
I
up,
lost
too.
it. I
Look at you.
can't. I haven't found his voice yet.
Welcome to Warrenguard, where the dragons are big and the accents don't matter.
Our accents are all over the damn place.
It's. Do you need any help with breakfast?
If you can just put the casserole into the oven, I can just attempt to start handing out the bacon to everybody
Yeah.
else. I left a smaller plate.
Kian, two things are happening at once here. You, a little fresh-faced innocent one, is seeing a rashers of bacon being cooked on a stove. And in your head, you're hearing Alarum go, what is that? I smell something. Kian, what is that smell? Kian? What's happening, Kian? Everyone else won't tell me. They're all being very
They're-
tight-lipped about it.
They don't want to share.
Oh,
I'm forgetting character names. Oh my god.
Becky, look at her butt. It's just so round. It's like those rap guys' girlfriends.
I don't understand those rap guys anyway.
I don't know, but I was trying to
think-
give enough time for Ava to find her name.
Salem's cooking up some bacon.
We're not... For us?
I think so. I'm not sure why she's bothering to cook it though.
You can... Salem may be allowed to cook it. That smell is... and like it's full on ADHD, just keeps on drifting off in your head.
All the dragons are gonna start like burning the livestock before they eat them now. Charbroiling really quick, like, oh, this smells so good. Oh, it tastes so much better.
what have I done?
Alrighty. So, how is this gonna go down, ladies and gents? Or ladies and babies, and I am the gent.
Huh.
For the bacon? You mean how's the bacon gonna go down?
Yeah, who's getting it
Or
first?
throats?
You don't seem to understand how important the next 10 minutes of your life is going to be. I need to know which dragon's getting bacon first, and then how it's being delivered to them.
I feel like Lilith just kind of walks up and grabs a couple pieces and then walks down to Minnie and like tosses it to Minnie.
Immediately in your head, Salem. That dim-witted bronze is getting bacon before I am! I demand the bacon supplements be provided!
Keep up with that and you're not getting any.
How dare you!
I had it all brought out for you. But if you're gonna start that, I just might eat it myself.
That's against the
a
law.
threat.
And, like, you can tell, like, again, doing the dog thing of, you know, like, answering back, no, that's not how that works. I get the bacon.
Right. I feel like Thawne is just in my head like the dog in the commercial. Bacon, 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 bacon. So I can't concentrate. So
I think there's a point, though, where it all starts to harmonize and you guys unintentionally, like, if we could overlap all the psychic things, even though you guys aren't hearing it, it is literally, again, to a certain tune, bacon, 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 bacon. Na 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 na. Give me some
There's just,
bacon.
like, the beat is the crunch from Minnie
Yes.
eating the actual bacon.
And it's just the constant, like, constant siren's call of the bacon. And all you're hearing in your head is just, you know, bacon. Bacon. And I think, Lilith, you are... I think, you know, bronzes aren't the smartest dragons out there. And I think that a lot of conversation between you and Minnie is more like tossing emotions back and forth. Like, you know, giving her the mental image of a hug kind of situation. So I think you're just being flooded with just this wave of joy, the likes of which Lilith has not felt in a long time. As Minnie is just enjoying the bacon and like chomping it down.
As Lilith is going back into the kitchen after going down to give Minnie the bacon, everybody almost sees it. She's actually like almost smiling because she's like feeling this happiness and joy from Minnie, and then like kind of catches herself and goes back to scowling.
I am now officially picturing Minnie as a giant orange cat.
Thereabouts.
Where is the rest of the bacon? Have I grabbed mine? Should I grab?
I left the one for Esther, kind of in secret, kind of in the secret compartment in the kitchen that Esther knows.
Great.
The secret bacon drawer.
Secret bacon drawer.
So like as I'm walking back, I'm going with bacon, 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 bacon.
Na 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 na.
Bacon, 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 bacon. And I'm like throwing bacon piece by bacon piece at Thawne, and we're both like quite literally in sync singing it, bacon, to the song.
Take yourself the token for breaking out into song.
Thank you.
I think the funniest thing is trying to give Basil his bacon. 'Cause it's like after after that threat, it's kind of like I think he knows better. He definitely knows better. But you know the indignity.
The indignity.
Indignity.
It's one of those things again. Like it's dog behavior in the sense of he is very still and kind of glaring at you, but like trying to like be nice about it. But his tail is doing like
Gives him away.
the angry flumps on things of like, no, I'm not. This isn't supposed to how it's going.
I hold up a few pieces in my hand, up, just up, kind of just above my head, because I know he's gonna lower it down at some.
Yeah, he lowers down and very gingerly takes them, and like he lays them out in front of him one by one, and is just like taking like clear measured bites. Minnie, the bacon was gone. Thon, the bacon was gone as fast as possible.
As fast as we could say.
He is taking like these very measured, even bites of like, I will not stoop myself to the barbarisms of these other dragons. I will eat with decorum. But he does go into your head and say, "Thank you, Salem."
You're welcome.
You make a good subject. It was like very distant as you walk away.
Before Kian takes Alarum's out to her, he adds like powdered vitamins, the
Protein powder.
supplements, the supplements to make sure that Alarum stays, healthy and everything. So very measured. So he's got all the little, measuring out the portions and everything before he takes it out.
To clarify,
Alarum.
is this Jim Brokian behavior? Is this hiding pills inside cheese for your dog behavior, or is this both?
I wouldn't go so far as to say Jim Bro,
Okay.
but yes, both.
Okay, so sorry, my apologies. It's first time pet owner behavior of
Yes.
Oh,
100%.
I have read
No.
every blog possible. I know what should be like what kind of vitamins they should be having. I need to make sure they hit these minimums as they go through kind of situation.
Not first time pet owner, long time farmhand.
Okay. Understood.
Because that's yeah.
So it's
what his family was.
it's less the little tricks of it's less the everything is measured in the sense of everything must be prescribed. They must have this, and you're keeping a tally of it. It's the saying, I know if I add this much of this, much of this, it'll help with growth. It'll help with
Yeah.
you're still Alarum's still growing, so there's going to be some growth spurts that happening down the line, things like that. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Again, blues are very observant of the world, so she is going very much like, squirrel moments of just, did you see that cloud? That cloud kind of looks like us. That cloud that kind of looks like us if you fell off. And that cloud, and just if eventually you get her to calm down, you feed her bacon. And it's the TikTok noise, where it's a brain with ADHD, where it's all the nerves and something, everything just kind of coalesces together.
Oh.
And that's literally what you feel happening over the psychic bond you have with her. It's just like everything
It's
focuses.
like my everyday life.
Yeah, everything just focuses on bacon, and for at least a good solid minute and a half, the world is just bacon for Alarum.
And so, like, I picture Kian will like sit with her and just spend a good time, giving her good scritches, rubbing
Yeah.
as she eats the bacon.
Plus, you guys did just come
Nothing
back
better
from a
than
patrol,
something
so
to
like you are brushing her down and making sure
Yeah.
there's no burrs or anything wrong with her scales. So
Get the bugs out of her teeth.
yeah, there you go. No, that's just extra protein. I think a little bit later we get the ding. Oven is done. The smell of the breakfast quiche or casserole, sorry, is spreading out to everyone. You go and you put it down on the center of the table. Everyone finds their own seats. And then just as you are cutting into this casserole to serve it up, all of you hear in your heads just the ding, 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 as the oracle bells are rung. And these oracle bells are down in the hold itself, attended to by oracles, people who can see the future, who get a couple of minutes of notice when something bad is approaching. And they ring the bells in warning.
Boy, Salem, this looks mighty Ah, god damn it!
Guess we'll store it back in the oven.
Down low.
And
Oh, no,
as you
yeah.
guys
Yeah.
do that, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. It's not going to be that long for you playing along at home, because I'm going to hopefully switch the Be Right Back screen, as long as it's happening on the recording, and then pause the recording, and it will be back. Quick pause.
You had.
And we are back. Back to the
Hello.
play. Hello. So,
Yellow.
now comes the fun part. This is the part of the story where Clock explains the insanity that is Fate Accelerated and basically tells you guys how you're going to fight things on Dragonback. So, do me a favor. Everyone, to your dragon sheets, please.
Sheet. Oh, sheet.
Oh, sheet.
I am here at my sheet.
I'm at mine.
We are going to take a tour of the sheet.
Sheet tour.
As I explain what's happening and what's going on, and how you can find the different things and how the different things are going to work. So for those of you playing along at home or who are playing here, who have never played a Fate game before, everything works off of Fate dice, Fate or Fudge dice. Those dice are 6-sided die that have 2 blanks, 2 minuses, and 2 pluses. You roll 4 of them at once with a swing of -4 to +4. If you notice in the left-hand side of your sheet, towards the bottom, you have 6 approaches. That's careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, and sneaky. Each dragon, depending on their different strengths and weaknesses, has different stats in those approaches. When you decide to do something, you're essentially going to approach in a certain way, and then roll the dice, and then modify it that way. So, for example, we'll use my white dragon rook that I rolled up when I first got the rules because I'm a dork. The white dragons have a careful of 3. If I was going to carefully defend myself, by, careful being, taking the time to do things, do things slow and focus it along, then I would roll my 4 fate die, which I have my roller right here. And I got a -1 because I had two negatives, a plus, and a blank. So -1, that brings my score down to 2. I can then modify that. The way you can modify things are through aspects, which you'll see right above those approaches on your dragon. All of those things are things that are guaranteed to exist in this world. These are all factual things. When you spend a token, you can gain a +2 on a roll by having the aspect help you positively. Again, back to back to my white dragon. One of the aspects is I spit bright hot bolts of white light. If I'm using that, if I'm attacking with that, then I can spend a token to get a +2 to that roll. Or my pearly scales gleam in the sun. If I am distracting them by shining my scales at them, I can spend a token for that. There'll also be aspects that will be created onto the scene, and you can create those, again, with rolls. So the actions you can do with rolls are attack, defend, create an aspect, or overcome an obstacle. Obstacles will be things I place in your way to make something, to prevent you from being able to do something. If you want to create an aspect that's beneficial to you, you can take your turn to do that. If you want to create an aspect that is negative to the enemy as well, all those things can come through. If you want to overcome an obstacle by trying to remove an aspect, that, say, for example, a giant fire monster has lit the plains on fire, if you say, hey, I need to put out that fire, you explain to me how you do it, we make the roll. If you beat whatever DC I decide for it, it'll wipe out the fire, wipe out that aspect, and stop it from being there. If you ever get 3 above whatever I'm rolling or whatever I'm, using as an opposition for you, you succeed with style. This means greater things happen for you. When you're creating an aspect, normally if you just create an aspect, it has 1 free invoke, so you don't have to use a token for that free invoke. If you succeed with style, it has 2 free invokes. And then the last thing on the rolling side of things, we have our stunts. Every stunt is basically in a specific circumstance. Here's an advantage you can have. So as long as you can make that happen to your advantage, you can apply your stunt, and that'll give you either a bonus to the roll or just being able to decide to do something. Again, using the White Dragon as an example, in an honorable fight, whenever you forcefully attack someone one-on-one who knows you were coming, add 2 to your roll. So when I forceful approach, attack, I can add 2 to the roll if it's a one-on-one fight and they know I'm coming. That kind of stuff. All makes sense that way. On the right-hand side of the sheet, we have stress and consequences. Whenever you don't make the roll, so if you're being attacked and don't make that defense roll, you'll start taking stress. Stress, you have three points of stress. Those will all go away at the start of next session. Once you rest up a little bit, everything's fine, stresses go away. Now, if you're going to take stress and have no more stress to take, you will automatically be taken out of the fight. The way to get around that is by taking consequences. You'll see you have 3. Mild, moderate, and severe. They all have numbers next to them. That's how much stress they negate. So if I say you're taking 6 stress and you're like, I don't want to fill up my 3, I'm going to take a severe consequence. That 6 will completely negate all the stress you're taking, and you won't take any stress, but you'll have a new aspect added to your dragon that will be something detrimental. And it could be, mild might be something like sprained muscle or, singed wings. Moderate might be slashed side or concussion. Severe might be, missing a leg. So it's something you're going to have to try to overcome one way or another, or, broken limbs. The way consequences go away is if you start and end a chapter with a consequence, then they'll go away at the start of that. So if you get a consequence on this chapter, which is chapter 1, chapter 2, you'll have that consequence for the entirety of that chapter, and then chapter 3, it'll have dropped off, and your character or dragon will have healed up by then. All of that making sense? Yep.
Is there any other way to remove the consequences?
No, that's the point, is that consequences last. If you can keep things in stress instead, then you are fantastic, because the stress always goes away at the start of the next chapter. It's just basically, stress is anything that's going to be on just simple stress is going to be you thing. And then that might be a reason to say, hey, if everyone else has got this, I'm going to take myself out of this fight. You can also concede before you roll, which is you go out in a blaze of glory, but you're out of the fight after that.
The roller I have is the 4DF is the one that I have to.
Correct.
Roll, right?
That is 4 die fate. Or die fudge, which fudge was the initial rule that no one really remembers anymore, and then they replaced fudge with fate because fate's a better system.
Yeah,
Fudge is tasty, I know. Any questions we have before we get into the actual fight?
I asked mine.
I might have more.
Okay, yeah, that's
Just
completely
a warning,
okay.
I retained none of what you just said about rolling.
That's
so.
fine. We'll everything will come about as we do things, but I do, I can go up to now 7 and go to my threats page. Basically, I want to get that out there, and then again, as questions show up, never be afraid to ask. So yes, the bells ring. You guys all go running from the table, and it's one of those things of, joking and frustration aside, you are all now moving like one. You guys have trained and drilled on this for years. Some of you much, much longer than others. But you guys go skidding into your stables, grabbing your saddles, get the saddle blankets up and over your dragons, saddles up and over. Again, you're having not a lot of trouble with that, Esther, because you've been doing this every couple of days or every week for the past years. Kian is a little nervous, but again, Kian's been drilled on this. Lilith is like parkouring to do this kind of shit on mini smalls, like up and off of this, off and off the the saddle's like wall itself to like jump over with the saddle to place in the popper spot, and to like lash everyone down. But again,
Got my axe on my back.
axe on your back, absolutely. You guys all
Your backs.
mount. Yes, the backs. You guys all mount up. You go running towards the edge of the island, and then go up and over. And there's that moment of free fall where you are just 4 people and 4 dragons plummeting to the earth. Wings out, catch the wind. You guys spiral around. There's like a natural thermal that comes up from Pridehold itself to kind of like, get you guys up and moving. And as you see in the distance, I will say that Earworm sees it first because blues are very observant. There is a flock of birds that is very, 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 very far away. So you're not sure why. Why did one of them just drop down and pick up a cow? These are rocks.
Oh no.
These are giant birds. ROKs, not, rocks is in the kind of...
Okay. I was
Yeah. It's always frustrating to use these as monsters because there's always the initial thing of, you mean a stone ate that cow?
I've come across them
That's
so many
impressive.
times. I know by now.
So, as you guys go flying into battle, we're going to start. If you guys go on to 7, you can now actually see this because nothing here is going to be too surprising for you. The turn order goes by quick, which normally would be Thon, except the rocks match Thon on quickness.
Damn it.
Yep. So they're going to go first. And I get an action for every one of my riders -1. So for 3 actions, we are going to create an aspect as the first one. Okay, it's a good roll. So I'm adding the aspect Stampede as they scare the cows.
I don't like that.
And they have a free... That axe that I'm using there is going to be the free invoke that they can use. 2 of the other ones are going to wheel off and attack you two. One for... Let me ask this. Warrenguard Commander, who was the head of the formation?
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I mean, it'd be me. It's gotta be me. I gotta go out fast and first.
All right, so we'll do first and biggest. So one for you, one coming for Minnie. How are you defending yourself? Like, describe how you and Thon are defending yourself from this rock as it comes swooping in to attack you.
I mean, we can, like, the rock is at the same speed, right? So probably the bolt of lightning.
Well, that's an attack. So
Oh.
so basically, the more of what we're looking for here is kind of figuring out narratively what approach fits what you're picturing in your head. So you have a giant bird zipping down towards you. How are you and Thon are you guys just tanking the hit? Are you getting out of the way? Are you...
Oh, we'd be getting out of the way.
Okay.
We dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Dodge, dip, dive, and dodge. Absolutely. So that is a quick. That is defending quickly. Or quickly defending, to use the proper terminology. So you have a 3
Well,
in
good, 'cause
quick.
I got a 3 in that.
So yeah, go ahead and roll your fate die.
Oh, 2.
So now you are rocking a 5.
Great.
Do you want to leave it there, or do you want to do something more?
I mean, what's the something more?
So-
I feel like that's good, and I don't want to push my luck.
That
but-
can be good. If you ever want to increase the number past that, you have the tokens for it. You have a couple tokens from bursting out into song and other things like that you've done earlier. You can spend those tokens to apply to an aspect. If I remember correctly, your Thon has the aspect fastest thing in the sky. That would apply to this if you wanted to. You could spend a token to get +2 to the roll. You can always leave it at 5 if you want, or you can try to go to 7 or higher. It is up to you.
think 5's good.
Okay. You're right about that, because I got -2 on my roll, so they're rocking a 1. Thawne is pantsing this fucking rock as it's trying to attack him. Lilith, how are you and Minnie defending?
How big are the rocks compared to Minnie?
Well, what is Minnie's aspect that applies to this?
The biggest and strongest.
There you go. So they're not quite as big and strong as you are. There may be things out there that are bigger and stronger than you are, but it's not these rocks.
Okay. I think that Minnie and I, we're just gonna kind of turn so that the bulk of our body, or the bulk of Minnie's body, is in their way, and just kind of brick wall it so they like slam into and bounce off.
So, because I can't stop using pirate terminology, you're going to broadside this rock.
Yeah.
All right, that's a forceful defense if I've ever heard one. Give it to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll the dice, right? And then do I add the 3 for my
Yes.
forceful for that?
So,
okay.
so technically it's the other way around. Your forceful starts at 3, and then the dice modify it. But yes, same thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll. Okay, so it says the total is 1. I got 2 pluses, a blank, and a minus, and
Okay.
it says total 1.
So you're brought up
So
now to
that-
4.
Okay.
Are you going to leave it at 4, or do you want to apply more things? It's up to you.
I don't have any tokens, so I think
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it at 4.
Now,
Should have broken out in the song.
should have broken out a song. That's basically that is there we have the nature of the game, is that weak moves early can lead to more things later on. Again, these things are relatively not as bad as other things because it's your first session. I'm not throwing you guys in the deep end.
Thanks.
That being said, I will say this is a great time to mention something called compels. If you ever see an aspect of your own that could negatively hurt you, both you as a character having a weak move or your dragon having an aspect that might go against it, you can compel that to get -2 on the roll, but gain a token.
Ooh.
So if in battle, if you find, yes, it is the narrative nature right there of, I can hurt myself for this roll to get stronger for the next roll.
I love systems with that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's Fate's great. Fate is, I will say, what makes this game amazing for me is that I had been kind of burnt out on Fate because Fate can become anything. It is essentially just a bunch of plastic bags that you can fill with whatever you want. But at some point, eventually, you just get tired of playing with plastic bags. This is just enough of a difference to change it for me that I'm like, oh, yeah, there's that old glory of doing whatever the fuck you want. So I will say, I know you don't have any tokens. Do you think 4 is good enough and you want to leave it there, or you think you want to take is there something you can negatively impact yourself with, or you just want to move on and leave it at 4?
I'm sure there is, but I'm just gonna leave it at 4 and see what happens.
Absolutely fine. They got a 4 as well, so that is going to cancel each other out because defenders win on ties.
Okay.
That brings us. That is their turn. So they added that one aspect, and they have the fun joy of all this. That brings us to Thawne. You are now.
Me?
Nope, Thawne. Thawne is
I'm faced.
yeah, is Estrogene and Estrogene's dragon. So the rocks only got 3 attacks or 3 actions. One action was to scatter the herd beneath them that they are trying to capture, and then the other 2 actions were to attack 2 of your member. They didn't really hurt you guys that much. Or at all, and now we move on to the next thing in the initiative order, which is Estrogene and Thawne.
Is this like or are they just attacking? Like, are they intelligently doing this, or is it just like they're just hunting?
They are just hunting. They're not. There's not intelligence behind this that you can think.
So we gotta either scare them away or kill them.
I will say this: scaring them away is it's nice if it happens, but it is not the Warrenguard way when it comes to the monsters that come out of the thing. As a reminder, there are only 58 holds of humans left on the entire planet.
Oh.
At least as far as we're aware of. because these wild monsters essentially are scraping them off the earth. You are the only thing that stops. If these hold get through, and there isn't a Warrenguard to stop them, those rocks would, if they get to the hold, would kill everyone. Would
Okay,
feast
well, then
upon
I'm
them.
going
Yeah.
to attack the closest one to me.
All right, describe your attack for me.
I mean, I can do my spit. Is that the spit bolts of lightning? That's what I can do. With
You can invoke it as well, but again,
I feel
are
like
you
that'd be a
are
flashy attack.
you lining up a shot? Are you trying to? Well, yeah. How are you making it flashy?
I mean, I'm gonna circle around behind him, try to get him in the butt.
Okay. Yeah, it's either flashy or quick for that, depending. Because you're trying to find weak spots. Go ahead and give me that roll.
I mean, quick is 3 then, if I can.
Yeah.
Make my choice.
Go for it.
Well, I got a 0, so it would be 3 altogether.
You're still rock 3. Are you gonna leave it at 3, or are you gonna add more?
I can use one token.
One token?
One token.
Yep.
To do it again. To do kind of like a double, like a bzz, bzz, kind of.
Well, yeah, no. So that one token is basically you tagging the aspect. I can spit bolts of lightning to be like, yeah, you may be fast. You're not faster than lightning. And that'll give you a +2. If you want to say I know you have the other token of fastest thing in the sky. If you want to tag 2 tokens to get another +2, you can do that as well.
I think that's all I'll need. So that'll just give me another 5, right? If I just use
Yes,
one token.
with just one token brings you up to a 5.
Okay, so I will stay at 5 again.
Okay, so they rolled a +2 on their roll, and I'll say that they are quickly defending, because again, this is a nice little dogfight with you, so they are also getting a 5, and it
Trying to
is
flip 'em off.
yeah, except that finger's gone. So that is again, ties go to the defender, so you guys are now officially dog fighting in the air, and it looks fucking amazing, but nothing's quite happening at the moment. That brings us up next to, believe it or not, Lilith and Minnie Smalls are the next quickest of the dragons.
Damn. Y'all are slow.
Alarim's got a 0, and that surprised me.
That's because Alarim takes the time to assess the situation before rushing in.
True.
I can't tell if that is Ava or Kian defending Alarim at the moment, but that doesn't matter. That's the joy of this game, is that immediately it's the no, don't you talk about my dragon that way.
See, that's why Kian never gets any like real fighting experience, because the rest of us rush in and kill everything while Kian's trying to like survey what to do.
Now, I will say this before you're going on attack, just as a general thing. It's okay for everyone to just keep on attacking if they want to. Another thing you can do, though, is if you can figure out a way narratively, you can create an advantage or create an aspect that other people can then tee off of. Just to give a side note to a Fate game I played many, many years ago, I was in a one-on-one duel with somebody, and the rest of the party kept on like getting like cheering up the crowd or doing like little side things to put advantages on the scene of like the crowd was going my way, everyone was booing my opponent, and I was able to, when it came my turn to finally attack, tag every single one of their aspects to get like a +10 onto the roll as well as whatever I rolled in my stat, and just completely one-shot the opponent where they couldn't do anything. So if you can think of a way to create an aspect as well that helps out, that can start doing it. It doesn't just have to be a D&D style, we attack, you attack, we attack, you attack, back and forth. It can be, I'm going to set you up for this cool move by doing this instead. That being said, Lilith, it is your turn. What are you and a Mini Smalls going to be doing for these rocks?
Well, I have a question. I want to breathe my metallic flame,
Mhm.
but would that be considered forceful? Because I really want to use forceful.
If you are just barreling into them, yes, you can absolutely do it. Forceful is a state of mind. So if you were say using that flame to like cook off the area around them to stop like a fire monster from being able to walk through a forest that doesn't exist anymore, that's clever. If you're using it, to like line up a shot, that's careful. If you were using it to just say, I'm going to cover you in a metallic green flame until you stop moving, that's forceful.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're just kind of barreling towards breathing this metallic flame. So I do want to say that because of my massive size, when I'm forcefully attacking something smaller than me, I get a +2 bonus. So it's actually 5 that I'm starting with before I roll.
There we go. Yep,
Which makes
that,
it
those are where the stunts come into play. Those stunts are amazing.
Hell yes.
When you, and again, it kind of, so while Lilith is rolling and everything like that, I will just do a quick side note. One of the things that was, again, one of the coolest parts of my head was after I rolled up Rook, my white dragon, I looked down at the white dragons and I was looking through the honorable one-on-one duel they have and how forceful is right up there. The careful is actually the strongest, but forceful is not. And like I came up with this whole thing of like in a Warrenguard, how would white dragons be used? And it kind of clicked for me in the sense of the honorable one-on-one duel means I fight the monster first. You guys go fix all the other problems the thing is called. You guys put out the fires this monster's caused. You guys, save anybody in danger. I will go toe-to-toe with this monster. And then when you guys are done fixing all the other problems, then you come back me up as a whole type of situation. Because of the way like the stunts and everything start filtering through. So if you, again...
That explains why Corvin's dragon died.
There are many explanations for why Corvin's dragon died. And I kind of hate you a little bit, Ava, for making me spiral out in my head the other night. And I have the whole scene of Corvin's dragons dying that now I know about, and I may not get a chance to inflict upon you, but I will if I can.
Oh, that's okay. I'm pretty sure Kian dreams about it.
There we go.
Especially after bonding with their own dragon.
Lilith, what we roll?
And
I rolled a 2 for a total of 7.
7. Okay. So they're going to do this. Do you want to leave it at 7? Oh, you don't have any tokens yet. So
I'm gonna leave it.
yeah, you fucking house them.
Pretty damn good, yeah.
They got a -1. They're doing quick because they're desperately trying to fly away from the flying 3-mast ship that is the pirate, the SS Mini Smalls, and so that is going to be a 5 difference. They cannot take that in stress. We're gonna take a stress in that, so a single stress taken, and they're gonna have a moderate aspect of scattered. And yeah, so there's a free invoke on that. So scattered now is a free invoke. If you guys can take advantage of it on your actions. And you can only have 1 consequence in each slot. So now they cannot take another moderate consequence. Their moderate consequence is full. They can only take a severe or a mild. That brings us to Salem and Basil.
I want to protect the herds that
Okay.
were scattered. And I'm not sure if that would be careful
So
or clever.
you tell me how you're reigning in this herd. We are full on Western Dragon at this moment. You
Yeah,
are
exactly.
you got the hat on and everything. No one knows where the hat came from. You got the hat on
No
and
one
everything.
It's in my saddlebag. It's fine.
Lasso. Yeah.
So what are you doing? Are you measurably flying back and forth like sheepdogging to herd them back in? Are you cutting them off at the pass? Are you doing something big to kind of spook them back to where they need to go?
Let's see. I do have. Well, I don't think that'll work against it, but I have that stunt that was better than you.
So what is better? Whenever you try to
Whenever
flashily
you-
create an advantage by intimidating your opponent. So that would be that would be
See.
doing something against the rocks. That would not be doing like
Yeah,
the,
that's not against them.
the cattle are not your opponent, believe it or not.
No.
Damn it.
No bacon.
So yeah, but
Oh.
but describe to me how you are kind of reigning in this herd. Is it just sheer intimidating size? Is it what?
Besides, I'm trying to cut them off from where they're going directionally, and cutting them off the pass. And since Basil is a really rather big dragon as well, I want to do this kind of a similar maneuver to Lilith and Minnie, and kind of be like create the wall. Be like, nope, not not going any further.
Yeah, so we'll call that a forceful. We'll call it forceful overcoming an obstacle. Is that there's basically a problem on the field, and you are trying to negate this aspect by taking care of it. So go ahead and roll
Okay.
forceful for me.
All right, so I have the dice roller that Ava has
Yep.
up. So do I just
40F.
roll?
40F.
40F.
I'm trying to figure out how to do. Let's see, one.
Let me get it pulled up as well, so I can take a look, see what we're looking with.
Yeah, if you click 40F,
The one that's in the dead
it'll
center,
roll it.
and then whatever
and
that
then
number is at
if
the
you
bottom.
hover it over it, you can see what each die was too. But it'll just tell you the result.
I think I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. So okay. So
I'm
you got the
doing
because you got the dice
negatives and
roll.
zeros.
That's okay. You're supposed to.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. What was the total that's above the little die symbol? Should say clear. They should have the little dice symbol 3, and then above that should be anywhere from a -4 to a +4. What's that number?
Oh, here, let's see. I got 0, 0, -1, and 1.
Okay, so that's 0 across the board. So we're keeping it with just the. You said as it was forceful, so that's
2.
just a 2. So let's see. Okay, so it doesn't quite get there. You're doing good. It's not enough to remove the aspect yet.
Yeah.
We'll say it removes the free invoke. They can't free invoke it now. I have my own tokens as a GM that I can use with the monsters, which I can use, but so that leads us to Alarum and Kian.
Yes. So let me look at where that thing. I want to.
Break
So
free.
after watching how the rocks act as a pack, as a group, Alarum is going to be very. What's the word I'm looking for? Pointed? What is the word I'm looking for? English. Very careful in the placement of. They're staying back, but they're sort of hurting the rocks like in the sky, so they're kind of circling. Staying away from the direct combat with these, but I'm trying to create an advantage where the rocks are. What? I can't even describe what I'm trying to do. Apparently,
It's okay. Give me halfway there. I'll get us the rest.
I'm trying to basically herd the rocks in the sky so that the others have an easier time taking them out.
Okay. Go ahead and give me, because carefully creating advantage. That is basically what you do, and I believe that triggers your stunt, does it not?
Yes. When I
So-
carefully read a scene to look for details no one noticed, I had +2 to create an advantage.
So yes, go ahead and give me a careful create an advantage. Make sure you are adding the +2 to everything. That's a fantastic face.
Thank
I'm sure that means
God for the +2. That's a 4 because I rolled a 0.
Okay. And thankfully these are not that clever. And you still create an advantage with style by getting 4 above their 1. So I will say we've added the advantage called the weak. So basically, as you and Alarum are flying, you notice that there is, a couple of rocks that are trying to be in the center of the formation. that aren't flying as dedicated as everyone else, not flying as well. They have wounds, they have scars. You know, these are animals that go and fight. Like, out there in the world, there are like sky jellyfish and mountains that move and things like that. You know, it's not easy being a giant cow-eating bird. And you manage to completely fly through the center of it with Alarum to break them apart and expose that underbelly of these rocks. So that is Alarum, and that is the Kien's turn. So we're back at the top. It's the rock's turn now. And yeah, you basically went after their weak and their young. They kind of have to attack you a bunch. Kien, I do apologize. So you have.
Nope, that's fair.
They're gonna all spin on you. That's 3 attacks coming your way. How are you defending?
Okay.
Hide behind Minnie. I'll
So-
take it for you.
Actually, if they're basically just Kian and Alarum will basically make sure that they are at the center of the attention, because like they just went through the middle of the pack, and then the moment before, this is the attempt, this is what they intend to do, is the moment before, so they're coming at multiple angles, they just drop and then, you know,
All right.
hit each other.
So that sounds
Is-
to me
Nice.
like.
I'm hoping clever.
Yeah, that sounds to me like 3 clever defense attacks at once. So, give me. I'm gonna roll 3 times. You give me 3 rolls. As I'm gonna hit the brakes and they'll fly right on by.
Okay. Alright. So that's a 3, a 3, and a 5.
Do you have any tokens, and do you have anything that can help with this?
I have 1 token.
Okay.
And as far as helping with this, what do you mean? Aside from like the aspects, yes?
Yeah, these are aspects that are either a strong move from you that could help out, and you could tag that as well on your archetype, or one of your aspects. I have one I can. I have a phone a friend if you want, because I have one I can argue for if you want to get an example, because I know you guys are new to the system and I'm not going to lord over my knowledge of wahaha I'm a monster. But
Well,
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm phoning it in.
Okay, no worries. Not phoning it in, phoning a friend. My
indifference.
the second aspect of the blue dragons is my scales let me blend in with the sky above or sea below. So tag that one. You only need to use it on the first one. Everything else was fine. And literally, without the flapping of wings, as the wings kind of come up and over to protect Hien and the saddle, Alarum just kind of disappears. And the 3 rocks go smashing into each other before spread wings, flap back up again, and rejoin the formation. Those are worth my 3 attacks. I can't do anything more with that. They were going to try to, distract everyone with some Stampede stuff, but unfortunately, Salem and Basil took my free invoke. I don't want to spend my tokens just yet. Thawne and Estrogene, that's you.
Alright, so are they injured? Like, because it's not a normal hit point system, right? So
Yeah, so they have 1 stress, and they have... So there is the scattered with a free invoke on it as the blah 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 words, moderate consequence, and then there's the aspect on the scene of Cold of the Weak with 2 free invokes on that. If you want to, you can clean the lot out. Normally, you can't invoke an aspect more than once, but it's special when you have invoked it enough with style that that's the special circumstance. But you can clean the lot out to get +6 to a roll on top of whatever you roll and on top of your stat, if you would like.
So how would I? Because I was originally I was thinking of trying to scare them with.
So that'd be-
diving and thunder, but
Yeah, that would create another aspect if you want, and then you could tee that up for Lilith and Mini Smalls to kind of come in and sweep up everything, if you'd like.
I mean, yeah,
All right.
that
So you're diving through them with using the thunder of your passing. You don't need to actually. So everything with an aspect. Yeah, I could see either flashy or I could see. No, it's flashy. You are literally using your wake to fuck with them. That's flashy. So yeah, anything that is an aspect is something that is just a fact in the world kind of thing. So you can lean back on those and saying, I can do this because of this. Like if, say, for example, a living mountain was running around, no one else is going to be able to pin that thing to the ground. Minnie's got a chance because she has the aspect, I'm the biggest and strongest there is. So you don't need to invoke on an aspect in order to use it, but in order to get a benefit from it, you do have to invoke on it. So yeah, give me a flashy, create a consequence.
wait, for
So, create an aspect, sorry. My apologies. So you are rolling flashy as normal. So roll, add your flashy. And then if you want to spend a token to get a +2, you can because of the Thunder Wake. It's just the fact that you've got that aspect means that you can do it.
I got a -1, so that would bring me up to 1, and I probably should use my last token.
If you'd like to, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so
Bring me up to 3.
brings you up to 3. Alrighty. Yeah, it's off of their clever, and their clever is only 1. So you don't do it with style, but you do it enough. We're gonna add
Thank goodness.
We're gonna add the aspect tinnitus.
Oh my god, yes.
Alrighty. And that brings up to Mini Smalls. Are you gonna clear the board, Mini Smalls?
I would like to, yeah.
Alrighty. So, for those of you playing along at home, let's count it out. We have Call of the Week has 2 free invokes on it, which Lilith and Mini Smalls are taking, so that's +4. Tinnitus has another free invoke on it. That's going to be another +2, so we're at +6. And then there's Scattered Consequence has a free invoke on it. So that's going to be a +8 on top of your roll before you even do anything. So and I'm assuming we're going forceful. I could be wrong.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So how close are they all together? We kind of got them in a.
How close do you need them to be? Is basically how this game works.
Oh, okay. However close they need to be so that Minnie can come through and just kind of breathe across all of them with her metallic flame.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's 8 plus 5 for my forceful and my +2 bonus. So that's 13?
Yep,
right?
we're rocking a 13.
Oh god.
Okay, so they're trying to escape with quick because that's not gonna help. So yeah, I rolled -2 on my die. Their quick is a 3. That goes down to a 1. We have a 12 difference here.
I rolled a 1 plus the 13, so it's what, 14?
Oh, that's even before you rolled? Okay, so that's a 13 difference here. Okay, so
Yeah, I had 13 before I rolled, and then I rolled a 1.
7, 8,
That's amazing.
9, 10, 11. So you have, even if I gave them a severe consequence and a mild consequence, you still did enough stress to take them out by 2 over. So yes, they're not going to bother taking it because I'm not going to put more admin work on myself for something that's not going to matter. So basically, like the train of doom coming through, Mini Smalls just goes wrecking through them, and any that do survive go flying off, but for the most part they are charred and dropped to the ground. We're gonna go back to Salem. Salem, give me one more roll to herd in those steer. Yeehaw!
What? How many? 1 or?
It's always going to be 4DF, and then you add that to one of your stats. So if you're doing the same thing you did before, it's going to be a forceful roll.
I don't know if I'm even doing this right because I'm always getting negatives.
That'll happen. I got -1 last time I rolled. You're fine.
So yeah, make sure you clear it out the
See,
bottom, and then you click the 40F,
Yeah.
and that should give you a roll. Here, let me just show you
Okay.
real quick what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you hover over where the result is, it'll show you the result on each individual die. So it is possible to get
Let me
negatives.
I feel like I can probably do
Yeah,
this
I just
now.
feel like I'm doing nothing.
Lou, can
Clear
you
your
see-
cash.
Lou,
Yeah, right.
can you see my
Mhm.
screen?
Yeah.
Alright, see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
It's this one. And if you get negative, it's okay.
Okay. Because if that's the case, -2 to
Okay.
2 is 0.
So yeah, you max out to 0. That's fine. Do you have any tokens to spend?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Basically means that we don't wrap things up super easily. It's not like the quick, everything's in a nice neat bow. There is then there is the aftermath of, oh shit, the cows are gone, and then Thawne zipping around to kind of like zip them back in, Alarum flying high and spotting them out and shouting out where cows are, and Basil and Mini Smalls like literally picking up cows and carrying them back and saying, no, you stay here now. This is where you
Bad
live.
cow.
Bad cow.
But then after a couple of, close to say, let's say an hour of this, you guys fly yourself back to the Warren. You land in, you find Corvin waiting for you. He's like, I saw you guys coming back in. I reheated the casserole. Go get yourself breakfast. I'll take care of the dragons. I'll unsaddle them. I'll brush them down. Just go. Get yourself some rest. And then as you guys are walking into the Warren, you hear over the wind a gruff old man humming to himself as he is unsettling dragons. Na 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 na. Baby dragon up, baby dragon up. Meaning that Corvin, unfortunately, does not have a psychic bond with the dragon anymore. So it was not, in fact, Kian as patient zero. It was just this poor caretaker who is just
Oh my God.
humming to himself.
Wow.
So,
Oh, man.
that
That's
is
amazing.
the end of the chapter. Now we go to experience. Everyone gets 1 experience for surviving the encounter, or basically surviving the chapter and not killing each other for the song running through your head. If you go on the bottom right hand side of your character sheet, your archetype sheet, there is a blank /3.
There it is.
You're gonna put the 1 there. Whenever you get 3 experience, you cash it in to do one of the things below it. And that can be something like add +1 to when your dragon approaches. There's 2, add a new strong move. There's add new dragon stunts, and we'll work on those for you to help you out. And then the last one is unlock the chapter and then a title. That is a chapter that is specific to your archetype and can only be unlocked by your archetype. Will not occur without your archetype. So if you do want to have a chapter focused on yours, whenever you get to 3, you can cash that in. But that is that. You guys survived your first fight in space. Not space, in the sky. It's kind of like space.
The stratosphere. We did it.
We did it.
We were
Proud of
over
you.
life.
Yay, team.
And we didn't. And we don't have any big consequences or nothing. I got no stress.
Yeah.
We're
You
fine.
guys, like, again, that's the way you guys work as a team. And that may not always be the case, and the rolls may not always go for you. But the fact that we got consistent rolls on create aspect, and then someone who could just clear the board, that's a fantastic way of doing it.
Sweet. Love it. Go team.
Alrighty.
Y'all
I want to
learn some of this here casserole.
thank
Salem,
Yeah.
it's delicious.
As always,
As
Nair's eyes.
Oh, that silence. That silence was strung out there for a bit. All right, folks. Again, this is Thursday for you, so that means you have... Oh, geez, now I got to do math, because it was... As of Saturday, it was 7 days. So Thursday is going to be... You have 2 days left to back this game. Go ahead and back it. It's amazing. I backed at the level where I get physical stuff. I get metal dice. I get the little physical tokens. I don't have room for them. I don't care. I wanted them. I'm also getting a sticker pack with all the different dragons on it. That's definitely going to be a thing, and we'll be super proud of. People who are playing this game might get their dragons as a sticker if they're okay with me shipping them stuff. Who knows? Shh. I do want to thank everyone. Natalie Putum is the one who wrote this game. She's amazing. She's quite possibly one of the coolest people I have interacted with in the past, couple of months. Go back this game. Artwork. The starting soon and BRB screens were created by Natalie Chenard at Ghost Candle. The overlay you're seeing right now is created by our very own Aegis. The artwork in the background is by Shan Benian at Anon B Draws. And the design of the layout I have stolen shamelessly from Abby Kelly, the layout artist of the RPG, because she's at ABZ Kelly, because this whole rotating thing of the different names and everything that I shamelessly stole from her and is freaking amazing, is one of the coolest things I've seen.
Absolutely great. I love it.
Last but not least,
Stealing it for things too.
everybody go plug something. I'm going to go around the circle. Everyone plug somebody. Whether it's, somebody they should follow, someone they should watch, something that's really cool. Starting with Aegis.
What? Watch Clockwork Tuba.
Don't-
Like, why are you putting this on me? No,
Every-
no, go watch Clockwork Tuba on Twitch. Do it.
All right, fine. That's Lou.
My friend Nero Ceza.
There we go.
Who's been going through Witcher and Mass Effect.
And Elizabeth.
I'm on the spot here. I'm looking through my Twitch people that I follow. Enchanting Sorcery. Wait, she changed the name recently. Yeah, Enchanting Sorcery Productions on Twitch. They do a lot of queer, pagan, witchy, D&D games. They do tarot. You can interact with the game by doing tarot polls, and the tarot will either be for the players or against the players. It's all very fun.
And last but not least, Ava.
I don't really watch anybody, but I do highly recommend any of the podcasts by Pseudonym Social. I've guest starred and been on a couple seasons. Aboard the Opal Star and the Liberation of Beacon Station actually, I think Liberation of Beacon Station was a side story in Aboard the Opal Star. It's a sci-fi game. I can't remember what system it uses. And they've got a couple other games as well, which I can't remember. Tempest Multi is a good one. I was in season 2 of that.
Ooh, always fun things.
You get to hear my Irish accent on that one. But yeah, her editing is amazing, and her stories that she tells are great. So I highly recommend that. Pseudonym Social.
Alrighty.
I think that's the Twitter handle as well.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, players, for playing this game and dealing with my shenanigans. Love you all. Love everybody. We're going to be stopping this soon. If you are watching this on Twitch on Thursday, it should also be live on YouTube if you want to go and do some interacting things with that. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, hi. Stay a while. Watch other videos. There's other stuff.
Leave a comment.
Yes, leave a comment. Do the shenaniganery.
Like and subscribe.
I hate saying it.
Bang.
That's why
saying
we're
it.
doing it for you.
Now here comes the fun part of the story, where I'm going to hit stop recording and then going to cry a little bit and go to my computer to see if the entire time you guys have just been still at I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this for my players, because this is what I've seen the entire time on OBS, and it's like weirdly like Renaissance paintery of the skills of everybody. But goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week, and we're just gonna keep this rolling. Go back this game. Dragons. Don't you want to ride a dragon? I know I want to ride a dragon.
Dragon.
Bye. Na 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 na.